want to take a minute just to look at why the Bible matters. This is, frankly, this is why this channel exists. This is why Punk Rock Theologian is a thing. Because the Bible is important, and like studying and learning yourself is immensely valuable. It's probably the most beneficial thing you can do. And we live in this elitist culture, and you might not think so, but we do, especially in the world of the internet. That we all seem to have this thing that it's the person who should do it, any given thing, is like the very best of the best, the uniquely gifted and skilled, and people who have studied and practiced and qualified, whatever. Like the singers, like the person who doesn't sing well, unless they're deluded and think they sing well, doesn't post videos of themselves singing, because we think it's the really good singers are the ones who do that, and that's what goes viral and people like. Or the one that's amazingly terrible might go viral too, but you don't want to be that person. But and it can be whatever thing. If it's not singing, if it's gymnastics or skateboarding or driving or different sports, or like setting up dominoes or building stuff out of Legos, or art, drawing, sculpting, whatever. Like all of these things, we all want to celebrate that 1% of 1% that's the absolute very top. And that's the wrong mindset. And the problem is we apply that mindset to Bible study, and we think that it should be, oh, well, these scholars and pastors and the people who have decades of experience and know the Greek and Hebrew and have read it in the original language and have studied all these things and know these different dogmas, and it's like, post-lapsarian Christology, and if you don't know what that term is, you're probably better off. And like all of this kind of stuff you don't need. And there's one of my favorite authors, was G.K. Chesterton, and he wrote like 100 years ago complaining about this trend in his culture, and it's hilarious because it's so spot on to today, which is just, we've gone so much farther in the direction that he was afraid of, that he was lamenting that it used to be that when people gathered in the common areas in a pub or just, in a family, and when people were together and like there was a song and everybody sang, you all sang together. It was this shared experience that you were all part of. But he was distressed that he was seeing this trend that it would be, oh, now we gather and one person sings, and he said, for the preposterous reason that he sings best. And it's like, and his whole thing, he was like dreading a future where, someone would tell a joke and one guy laughs because that guy is really good at laughing. And so we let him do it. And it's just, this is the world we now live in. And we think that the person who's best at it should do it. And especially if you happen to know that you're in the room with someone who is better at that thing, you're awkward and don't want to do it because you know that they're the good one. And so who am I? But we let that, soak into the way we view the Bible and approach it. And so we think that, oh, well, that expert should be the one to do it. And they can do all the study and they can really get into it and understand and learn the whole thing. And then give me like just a little quote or a tweetable nugget, and I will put a like on it and go, oh, okay, good, yeah. And that is not enough to do anything. Like, it's like having the person who's really good at eating and saying, well, that's the guy that will eat. And I'll sit over here and waste away, I guess. I don't know what we're doing with this, but you need it for yourself. Like, the Bible is not a history book. It's not a textbook. Some people like to call it an instruction manual for life. It's not that. The Bible is an introduction of, it shows human nature and it shows God's nature. It's teaching us how the world really works. And like, don't you think your things are going to be better if you can understand how the world really works? That's the idea. This is what we need. And the reason there is so much in there is because it has 1,000 different ways of showing things so that it can speak to all the different types of people that there are. Like, you can be the artistic type and there's stuff for you. You can be the nerd type and there's stuff for you. You can be the quiet type, there's stuff for you. You can be the full-on extrovert, there's stuff that you'll relate to. Like, God put all of this in there, showing things from so many different angles, teaching us human nature and his nature. And he wants us to know that. And we can't just sit back and wait for someone else to do it for us. Like, you need to get in there and learn it.